What's going on with the truckers? Welcome to the Asian My Show. Today we are going to talk to Brittney Riches from American Truckers. So let me give her a call right now to see how she's doing. Let me jump on and call real quick. Hopefully everybody's having a beautiful day today. I hear some ringing.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing today?
I am tired, but I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm good. No, welcome. Thanks for collabing with me. And, you know, I'm sure a lot of people know who you are, but nobody knows who I am. So I appreciate you for, jumping on and just having a conversation with me, just in general about trucking.
You're very welcome. You're actually my first official collab, like mutual collab. So this is exciting.
That's what I like to hear, you know. And so on my channel, we talk about like trucker jobs and things like that. Are you comfortable with talking a little bit about your job?
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, we could jump on. What I'm gonna do is we're not live right now or anything like that, but we're gonna go when it replays back. I'm gonna have people check out your channel. So let me just jump on your channel first, so people can see who I'm talking to. Okay, so right here, people.
Okay.
Brittney Riches, American Truckers, this YouTube channel right here. As you can see, she is super famous, over 20,000 subs, looking good over there. So,
well, thank you.
So with that said, how long you been trucking? Tell us a little bit, about that situation, and so that maybe you can help uplift other truck drivers trying to get into the business.
Absolutely. So I have been truck driving for over 7 years, been almost 7.5 years now. I started out OTR. I've driven all the way through the U.S. I've driven through a good chunk of Canada. Pretty well been everywhere. I have not been to New York. I have been to Miami, Florida. That was interesting. No, I have been driving over 7 years. Really enjoyed it. Prior to that, I was actually in law enforcement. And don't get scared away by that. I promise you all, I am on your side. I wasn't a bad cop. I was a good cop. But no, I got tired of small town politics and, having supervisors get upset over, hey, you can pull this person over, but this person's related to so-and-so, so, we don't touch this person. It's like, really? So I was looking for something that would give me that freedom of the open road, that would give me financial independence, and I found that in truck driving, and I've enjoyed it ever since.
See, that's amazing. So for all the new truck drivers that will be listening to this, any recommendations where to start? Because we all get that question so much, right? Like, what company should we start with? So what are your thoughts?
Absolutely. I get that question a lot too. It really depends on the driver. If you're just getting into truck driving and you have a little bit of cash saved up and you want to put yourself through a truck driving school, there are so many good truck driving schools across the country. So that's one way, is to actually just pay it down. They run, when I got in it in 2012, it was running about $5,000, $6,000. I'm sure that depends on the school and where you're at. That's roughly the range that it costs to get started in truck driving school. Now, if you don't have a whole lot of money up front, and here's what I did, was I actually went through Conway, one of the many great companies out there to start with. But they happen to have, and I know other companies do as well, have a reimbursement program where they actually pay for half of your schooling. So all you have to do is pay half up front. That can help you get it started for much less capital up front and get your foot in the door. So there's many great ways. I know Prime out of Springfield, Missouri, that's a great company I've heard to start with. They, I believe, have their own school, and I think the only downside is they pay you like a very minimal amount while you're going through the school. But I would just say it really depends on your starting point, where you're at in the country. Do you have money up front? Do you need a company to fully put you through that? But I can assure everybody there are great companies out there to get started with.
No, see, so that's awesome. So currently to date, so what are you doing now in trucking?
Okay, so I am currently on a dedicated route. I would say exactly who I ship for, but that's not typically a good standard in the industry. So that's a tip for the newbies out there. Don't give away exactly your product and what you're shipping. But no, I have a really good dedicated run out of Kansas City, and it goes out of state and back. So I run about a 12 to 14-hour shift, and then I'm back home at night. One thing that might surprise new drivers, and I found this out very shortly after getting out OTR, was that a lot of the home daily truck driving runs pay sometimes twice or more than the OTR runs do.
Oh, really?
Yes. Here's the catch if you're just getting into truck driving, is that a lot of the insurance companies have a restriction of 3 years of experience to be able to put a driver on the insurance plans for a local run. That is the big hiccup. So drivers that want to be close to home, maybe don't want to be gone so much, it's a possibility if you just start with a company OTR, get some experience under your belt, and then you have so many options out there.
So that's so good to hear. So usually you would say that 3 years is actually the mark to get a great local job?
I would definitely say so. That's the average that I've heard from the insurance companies and talking to different trucking companies. I know there are some that will do it in as little as a year experience. I know in my case out in Kansas, I was able to get on a local company after about a year and a half. Their insurance plan actually allowed that. So there are many different options out there. If you just get out there, keep your CSA score, your driving record clean, companies will fight. That is like the biggest thing for a new driver. If you can keep a good, clean driving record and keep your CSA score in great condition, you've got so many options. Companies fight over drivers with good CSA score. That has helped me out so many times in the industry.
So without talking about what you make exactly, what is someone that gets like a local dedicated run after maybe a year or two under their belt? What kind of money can they be making? Because when they're working OTR, they're working really hard, brand new, and I know they're pulling in about 35 to 45,000 running solo. As a local driver, after you gain some experience, is it about the same or is it a little bit more actually?
It actually pays quite a bit more. Up here in the Kansas City area as a whole, I've looked at a lot of different trucking jobs that are listed. And as a matter of fact, this company I'm involved with currently is a small company that I'm helping them grow. And we were looking at, what wages to offer. So we just checked the market. But out here, it's running about anywhere between $800 to $1,200 a week on average for a home daily position. It depends a lot on how much you want to run and, of course, what type of freight you're running. 6-day-a-week positions usually pay about $1,200 for a dry van. And then if you get into like fuel truck route driving and anything hazmat, flatbed, you can actually earn a lot more.
No, excellent. See, that's great. So now, see, that gives people a lot of good insight. A lot of times people think that, trucking companies just want to hate on the new driver, but honestly, it's not that they don't want to hire you. It's just that they don't have the insurance to hire you.
Exactly. These companies are begging for help. And the big problem, and seeing this firsthand working with a small company, it's so hard to find good drivers. And the best thing you can do getting started, going through trucking school, focus on your backing. That has been like our biggest obstacle. And learn to drive a manual. For the life of me, I could not figure out. We've had a whole group. I know another company we work with, I won't say names, but we have had a whole group. I'd say 30% of the drivers do not know how to drive a manual. we're only taught on an automatic. So I don't know if some of these schools aren't teaching that, but I would encourage you, pick a school that gives you a good training and actually trains you on both, because these companies are so hungry to find good, solid drivers that can actually back, have a good record. That is number one. But there's plenty of opportunity if you can do that.
See, so it sounds like you're help building this company. Now, if people on the Asian My Show are interested in working for this company, is there an opportunity that they can reach out to you for more information about getting a job with you guys, or?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, if they want to just hop over to, if they're in the Kansas City area, we were actually looking to add a good team. We're looking for maybe a husband-wife team, somebody that's worked together before. We really don't want to pair up somebody just out of the blue. But also solo drivers, if anybody is anywhere near Kansas City, like within 30 minutes drive of Kansas City, come on over to American Truckers on YouTube. Send me a message. I check the comments quite frequently. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram. Just type Brittney Richardson and shoot me a message, and I'd be glad to hook you up. So
no, I love
we're always
that.
looking for good help.
See, no, I love that. So let me jump back on so people can see that. So let me show them your channel one last time so they can see this. Now, yeah, if you guys go to American Truckers, that's the name. I'm showing them the site right now, Brittney. And as you can see, she has a lot of great information, because if she didn't, she wouldn't have that many people watching everything that she says. So with that said, overall, is there anything else that you want to leave people with before I let you go?
No matter what, when you get started, first of all, it's a scary experience, especially if you haven't had a background in truck driving. But I'm here to tell you, if you focus on it, give your all, you can do it. You'd be surprised. I was terrified my first week of trucking school, but it turned out to be a great experience, and definitely well worth it. The one thing I would leave everybody with is, when you get out there on the road, I don't care who it is. Most companies are very good about this nowadays, but on the safety front, guys, if you're tired, if you're just having trouble staying awake, don't let any dispatcher, a lot of times this happens to night dispatchers. Usually it's not higher ups with the companies that do this. But if you ever have a dispatcher that's telling you got to keep rolling no matter what, it's your right. And I mean, it's so important to protect the public and yourself and your family. Pull that truck over, let dispatch know, and deal with it in the morning. I've met so many drivers who have had night dispatchers say, hey, you're going to get fired if you pull that truck over or take a nap. Don't listen to them. Back yourself up, record the call, document it, email the company in the morning. Most of these drivers, I know one driver was actually fired over this recently, and it was the dispatch put him in a really bad position too. And he didn't want to take the load. They pretty much forced him into it. He finally said, I got to take a nap or something. They pretty much told him he was going to be fired. And he backed himself up, contacted corporate in the morning. They rehired him and fixed the whole thing. So, guys, just be safe out there. Don't let anybody push you around or talk you into driving, illegal or unsafe. You're the captain of that ship. So it's your life. So be safe, guys.
No, I love that. No, thanks so much for being on the show. I'll have all links below. You guys all subscribe to American Trucker, especially if you guys want the plug in Kansas with a local job, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, no, thank you so much. And we'll do more collabs like this. This is what I like to do. I love to just talk to other truck drivers, especially other people that like making videos too, and just giving good information and not just giving, the high dollar, saying that, we make millions of dollars, and faulty statements that basically set people up for failure. So I really appreciate you for your interview.
You are very welcome.
Well, yeah, get some sleep.
Okay. I sure will.
All right. Have a good
It's
day.
nice talking to you.
Yep.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So, Mother Truckers, as you can see, let's recap this if you didn't get to listen to all of this. 3 years, just like Brittney says, after a year, she found a local job, and she found out that the local job was actually paying her better than the OTR job that she was doing. So just let that be known that just because people say that OTR is where it's supposed to be doesn't mean that it is. It's depending on the company and how they want to treat you. And if you feel like you can't find a job with trucking, it might be two reasons. One, it's their insurance. They can't take you on yet because you're still a new driver. And two, you have a bad CSA score or you have a bad driving record in general. So keep that driving record clean, and we're out. Peace.